everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Engaged Family Gaming Podcast. My name is Steven Dutzman. I am your host, as always, and I am joined by two of my very best friends in the whole wide world. To my left or right, depending on your screen, is my good friend, Linda Roble, the mistress of magnificence, otherwise known as Mom. Linda, how are you?
I'm doing great. So glad we're having podcast night.
I know, podcast night is best night. We've basically taken the summer off. This is the second time in a row, but we're back. You know, I figured, like, once SummerSlam is over, then it's like, okay, now it's time for us to start getting ready.
We're slammed until SummerSlam.
Exactly. And then once SummerSlam happens, we're all back. So, speaking of, I don't know, I don't have a segue. At the bottom of your screen is the man behind the curtain, John Tomlinson. Sir, how are you?
I'm good. I have a safe build for the evening.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
It's
Look
a
at
safe.
that. Okay. We like it.
That's fun.
That is very fun. So, and those of you watching on video might notice that I am holding a small creature, and this is part of the reason why we have not had a podcast. Is at least one episode. It was because it was the first day that we had a cat, and so we have a cat now in our house. Her name is Pip, and you'll know why when I hold her this way. And you see that she has two little dots that make her look like dice. Oh, you want to get down on my desk? Okay. No, she wants, big stretch. Now she wants to go away. All right, here you go, buddy. Say goodbye to the camera. Boop, boop. Look, I'm out of here. So, Maggie, come get the cat and put her on the couch. So that's been exciting. We spent the summer with an 8 week, well, now she's about 8 weeks old. She wasn't 8 weeks the whole time. That's not how math works. But we rescued a barn cat. And that has been exciting. So, this is gonna be an interesting episode. Jeff and Amanda send their best. Jeff is in Canada, which, as I said in our staff group, he just went across the street. And Amanda is not feeling well, so everybody send positive healing thoughts to Amanda. She'll be back next time. But the three of us wanted to get together and kind of talk about just what kind of gaming stuff we have been up to. And Linda is going to share some of her research and some of the stuff that she saw coming out of Gen Con and why it's probably pretty good that we didn't go, because we would have ended up in the land of Oz, it looks like. So John, let's start with you. How has your summer been, man? What kind of games you've been playing? I know you've been building stuff and not just Legos.
So, about 2 or 3 months ago, I was just scrolling YouTube, and a lot of influencer, big time like computer builder guys saw the Steam machine, and they found that there's an old bit mining card called the BC250.
Yep.
And it's basically a PS5 cut up. It's the same exact GPU system on a chip, and they put Linux on it. So I picked one up. It's like $140 on eBay. I bought some. I printed out some different 3D cases, and I ended up putting it in an old PC box that I had. And I put CachyOS, which is a version of SteamOS or Linux,
Okay.
and runs awesome. It's just a Steam machine. It's as powerful as a PS5. They've unlocked more of the stuff that was locked on the system because these are failed PS5s.
Yep.
So they unlocked all the cores and all the CPU cores and all the different GPU cores. So now the thing's totally unlocked, and people are doing different mods with it. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. I've been building that arcade table that's complete, and I had some friends over. We played some Mortal Kombat on it. And the other thing I picked up was the Steam controller. And
Okay.
if you've watched any reviews, they talk about how this thing does the Wilhelm scream. So that famous sound effect that is a scream when a guy falls in Star Wars, it does that. There is no speaker in here, but if you drop it from 3 or 4 feet, the vibration motors make it sound like the Wilhelm scream. That scream. Yep.
Yeah.
So I tested it. The wife can attest to it. I got it to do it on the 3rd try.
I don't know that that's something that I would want to do more than once.
Oh, I
but-
just I threw it on the couch. I wasn't.
All right. Okay.
I was safe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really cool technology. It has the same kind of stuff that the Steam Deck has. It's got 2 trackpads that you could use as a mouse and stuff like that. And
Okay.
comes with a dongle and also has Bluetooth inside of it. It's a good controller.
Awesome.
It was on back order until some people say it's like January for them. Mine was for September, and I got it by the end of July. So
Okay.
it's not as bad as everybody thinks it's going to be. People are going to not have money when the reservation comes up, and people are just going to cancel their reservation anyway. You're going to go up in line. Don't worry about it. So.
And I have always had decent luck with Steam hardware, picking it up on discounted prices later on, because they don't abandon stuff at the same rate as like Google does, but close. So that's interesting. I am curious to hear your experience playing with it over a long term, just with, as far as using it for some of the more heavily PC oriented games. I'd love to be able to control World of Warcraft with a computer or with a controller. So it'll be interesting
I've also
to see.
been, just before we went live, I was talking about Cozy Grove 2 finally
Yep.
came to Steam and everything else. So it's no
Yep.
longer Netflix exclusive.
Yep.
And I've played over 60 hours of that already. So, love it.
We do know you love Cozy Grove.
Yeah.
Linda, how about you? How has your summer been? Busy because it's
yes.
your summer off, but you never actually get a summer off.
Summer off is a misnomer. I'm not going to my normal day job. I'm doing everything else. I need to
Yeah.
go back to work and get some rest. That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been a good summer. We've been up at the camper. And when we're up there, we've been trying to play some games with some of our camp neighbors. And I can talk about some of that. Do you want me to talk about the game now or
Well, why not? Let's talk about it.
talk about it? So one of the ones we've recently got to the table, how cute. Corgi Pile Up. So this is one that I had gotten at PAX Unplugged when I had a meeting with Gamehead Games. They
Yep.
are just delving into game development. And this is a trick-taking game, but it is the simplest trick-taking game I have ever encountered because there are no suits. It is only the numbers. So
Okay.
it's just highest number. So it's same premise as a trick-taking game, but it just takes away the suit element of the trick-taking.
Okay.
So which is kind of nice. I feel like that might be a really good entry for people that haven't done trick-taking ever. That
Yeah.
first you learn just the mechanic of everybody putting down their card, highest value wins. But there's some neat things with it. Sometimes you want to win the hand, sometimes you don't. Because
Okay.
not only is it trick-taking, but as you are playing, you end up moving your little corgi up the pile, hence the title. And so there's a little board that goes with it, and there are 15 spots on the board. So you move your corgi up the board depending on the scores you have at the end of each round. But here's the problem. It's not first to the top. It's second to the top because it's has a push your luck element. Because if you, let's say I'm at 14 and I score more than 1 on my next round, I go back to the bottom and start again.
Oh, okay.
So it's first to the top. It's actually second to the top typically, or maybe third, depending on how you strategize your numbers as you're finishing the round. So there's a little more thinky to it than just a straight up trick taking game. But
Yeah, I'm sharing a little bit from it because I mean
Yeah.
the art is insane.
it's really cute. It's really cute. And this was perfect around the picnic table up at the camper. You know, it was the right level of like not a ton of rules. They really promote that this is supposed to, their games are like 5 minutes to learn, and it really was. It was very, very easy to learn. Honestly, what slowed us down is we were tired. It was the end of a busy day. You know, being on the water's hard work. So,
Yeah.
but that was one of the ones we had gotten to play. Just mostly it's been very light games. We need to definitely schedule a game night because summer, unless it's a scheduled game night, it's really hard to play a meatier game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got everybody running in and out of the house. There's all sorts of
Absolutely.
stuff to do. Makes sense to me.
It does. So we definitely need to get a game night on the calendar though and play. I got some cool stuff that's come in that is, it's time to get it to the table. We need to put some
Yeah,
games
it's
on.
time, and it's
Are
been.
we
It's actually
close to,
been a
uh,
minute.
It's
What'd you
been
say?
a minute.
Are we close to EFG Con?
I mean, we're overdue by a bit because every time we plan to have one, something comes up. So
Yep.
I'm sure we will have to figure that out sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
And we'll keep everybody posted because there will be stuff going out to our social. So I guess it's my turn to talk about my summer. This summer has been wild in this house, as you can imagine. Part of it is because we have a new family member, and I have everyone in the house, which is it's fun. Right, we got high school. We have 2 high school graduates. We got a rising freshman, and my wife, who is also home, but she needs to go. She wants to go back to work so she can rest. But but I gotta say, this has been a pretty good summer of games for us in this house. Part of this summer has been kind of slowly the slow and steady walk towards the release of the 2 big fighting games this summer, Avatar Legends and Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, which comes out, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, I think comes out tomorrow or Thursday, and I am committed to learning that game, I muted you, John, because your Legos were loud. But you can go ahead and say what you were going to say.
I was about to say, oh, you're excited about a Marvel game? That never happened.
Shocking.
I mean, listen, it's a really cool looking Marvel game. We did have somebody in the chat, Marie, one of our very good friends, asking to see the new family member. I cannot right now because that new family member has been trying to sleep for I think 2 hours, and every time she gets to sleep, someone picks her up. So I will post pictures of the official cat of the Dudesman household.
Been here at the opening of the show.
Yeah, we did talk about she was a very sleepy, grumpy kitten at the beginning of the show. But we will put pictures of Pip in the chat, or not the chat, in the group very, very soon. Granted, Marie has seen this cat, has met this cat, is responsible for us having this cat, so she knows what this cat looks like. Really she's just being greedy and wants more pictures of the cat. Fair enough. So yes, anyway, outside of the cat, which has been fun, and waiting for these 2 fighting games, me and my 2 sons have been going absolutely bonkers with Splatoon Raiders, which is, as far as I'm concerned, the best Splatoon game that has ever been released. Part of that's because I'm not a big PvP guy, so being able to just play Splatoon and fight monsters as opposed to people is super great. So we'll talk more about that. I mean, there's actually a review of it in the community from Jeff. I'm sure he'll have some more to talk about it when he comes back. But man, I am hard pressed to say that anything else is competing for it right now as far as like game of the year for our house, because it has been played for so many hours and it's only been out for a couple of weeks, if that. Man, it's great. Linda, your youngest really likes Splatoon, right? Am I remembering it correct?
Yes, he was the one that likes Splatoon, but he really has not been playing his regular consoles. He's mostly been focused on his Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So
well, he can't play this one yet because y'all don't have a Switch 2 yet.
Well,
but
there's that.
That will.
There's
but that might change somewhere down the line. I think he might like it.
All right.
Man, this thing is so freaking good. Other than that, man, I've just been trying to keep my head above water, which I guess not going to Gen Con helped with that.
Yes.
So
literally.
So let's talk a little bit about that because man, Linda, you were our long distance reporter for Gen Con.
Yes.
And so it was an eventful show, not just because there were a ton of games, and I know you have some to talk about, but tell us about the weather event that we avoided.
So at this year, while there were, I don't know about that day specifically, but for this 4-day event out in Indianapolis, there were 74,000 attendees. So lots of people. So on Saturday, day 3 of the convention, they're out in the Midwest, and there's a tornado warning. So over the intercom, it is blaring, telling people to get away from exterior walls, and like they were shuttling people to interior spaces. Apparently got exciting. During that storm, there was also a downpour. And due to the heavy rainfall, there was a leak in the roof over a playtest area that it wasn't just a couple drops. It looked like it was raining in that section for a period of time. Every video I've seen of that, it looks like they got stuff out of the way the moment there was a drop of water. And from what I had seen from an interview with one of the gentlemen who was literally under where the rainfall was, there was very little damage because everybody moved really quickly. So that was good news. And
at least it happened during the day. I mean, could we imagine what would have happened if it happened overnight?
When nobody could rescue,
when nobody could rescue things. So
yeah.
I guess it was a good thing that it happened during the day.
It's true.
The way I found out about it is somebody posted a video of like the big trash bins that staff put underneath the leaks to catch the water, which like honestly kind of genius because they're big like wheeled trash bins. So I appreciate that.
It's true. And for anyone that is contemplating going for next year, they've had the date. They put the dates out for a couple of years out. So mark your calendars, August 5th through 8th for next year, and it will be the 60th Gen Con.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
60th.
That's the 60th
Gen
edition of Gen Con from what I was seeing. So that's nuts to think that they've been doing this for that long. Yeah, they've been. Well, and it wasn't originally in Indianapolis either. It started in another area. So.
Yeah, and I mean they've talked about moving it, but you know, I don't know that that'll happen anytime soon.
I don't think so. It sounds like they're expanding in that area too. So for me, I found an article published by Gen Con. So this is from primary source, and they were saying that they're actually looking to expand next year. I guess there's a hotel being built, and they're going to utilize some of that space. So should be even more exciting. Hopefully the roof will be fixed. I would imagine.
I gotta hope so. I want to go, if for nothing else, just because that's the only time I'll ever go to Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah.
And where the Colts play. Like, I'm never going to actually go to a football game there, but I think it'd be kind of interesting to go and be able to walk on the field, basically, because that's where they have booths. So
that's where they have some.
Yeah. So for news for this summer, man. All of it is bad in the video game space. Everything is awful. Xbox is laying off between 2 and 3,000 employees. I'm
Oh,
glad that I get
jeez.
to say this without Amanda on the call, because every time we talk about it, she twitches a little. So everything is bad there. They're basically rebooting their entire business. PlayStation has indicated that they're going to stop selling physical discs starting in the beginning of next year, or starting in the beginning of the end of next
2028?
year. It's the
Yeah.
it's not this
Yeah.
January. It's the January after, and we know that because the next God of War game is coming out in February on a disc. So, and that's been frustrating everyone. Nintendo just keeps going and doesn't quit. So there's that at least, and we'll find out more new video game stuff this coming weekend, I think, at Gamescom Live. So there's more stuff to talk about. We'll do that later. But I am heartened by the fact that Linda has some good news for us from the board game space, in that some games came out at Gen Con.
Well, a lot of games came out of Gen Con. Gen Con is like the time that publishers will release a game. Like that is many, many publishers save things to come out and do their announcements at Gen Con. It's become the hub of the board game announcements. So I went through, and I mean, everything comes out. Everything from games that take 5 minutes to games that could take hours. And I focus on things that I want to bring into my collection the most. And no surprise, most of them are pretty light, because that tends to be the things that I gravitate to the fastest. They're
Yep.
the ones I know will get played the most and the easiest ones to get played, because we're all so busy. And it's not slowing down.
It will never slow down.
It's not slow. Not for a long time. So I'm going to start off with, from the same Gamehead publishers. I got to preview actually the one that came out at Gen Con. So they had, if I remember right, in 2025 they had either 5 or 6 games that they put out. This year at Gen Con, they put out the other number. So 5 came out last year, it was 6 this year, or I can't remember now. But they had 5 or 6 games that they were releasing at Gen Con, and I got to preview them at PAX Unplugged. And one of them, I just wanted to highlight one of them, because it looks, when I got to demo it, it looks hysterical. And it's called Sizewise. And it's a party style game for 3 to 8 players, 15 to 25 minutes. Great for even a multi-age group, because 6 and up. And what it is, they have these strings with a bead on it, and you're going to be guessing the size of something and showing it on your string. And then everybody holds up their string, and the people that are the longest and the shortest are out, and you have these little wisdom tokens, and you have to flip a wisdom token. When you are out of wisdom tokens, you're out. So you're trying to have the most wisdom tokens at the end, so you can be the winner and have the most wisdom. Just silly, fun. It's got a kinesthetic element to it, which I think is really fun for families.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one that I'm really excited that's out now. Another one that I got to preview at PAX Unplugged is from Cosmos,
Yep.
and that one's called Wild Blooms, and that's a drafting game. And as you might guess by the name, it's about flowers.
Yep.
And so in this, it's about a 30-minute game, and you're trying to collect to be able to gather flowers and eventually get them planted in the board. And you literally have these cardboard flower pieces.
What is
that
the name of this one again, Linda? I'm sorry.
Wild Blooms.
Okay. Carry on.
Yep. And what they have a really cool feature of the board, there's little notches in the board. So as you earn these flowers, you are planting them standing up on the board. So you end up at
Okay.
the end of the game with this field of flowers that are planted. So it looks really cool. So I got it shown to me at PAX Unplugged as a preview, and just the way the gameplay was explained, it just sounded right up my alley. You know, I do like the drafting and the collecting and trying to get all the pieces, but the artwork's really pretty. I mean, Thames and Cosmos do a great job making nice looking games.
Yeah.
And
I
fun
am
games.
Here we go. I have a nice
There
little
it is.
photo of it from the Thames and Cosmos website. Let me see if I can zoom in here. There we go.
There it is.
There we go. We like websites that actually let you click on stuff. Here we go. Yeah, this looks very cool. I am a sucker for games that have a neat little visual gimmick, and drafting cards to put in the little stand in front of you is very cool, and I cannot wait to play this one.
Yeah, this one looks really fun. I'm really excited for this one. And, of the ones that I was looking at, this one and one other one are sort of the more involved ones. But most of what I was pulling were light party-ish style games. But this one looks really fun. The next one, I'm going to spell it for you so you can look it up, because I'm going to say the name and it's not how it's spelled. So the game is called Vanity Plates.
Okay.
It's not spelled So it's spelled like you would spell on a license plate. So it's VNT
Yep.
YPL 8S.
I just want to say loudly. I'm gonna give myself. I would mess with myself and give myself the camera. I'm gonna put my search engine optimization hat on for a moment. To the person that designed this game, that was a terrible plan to call it that. I just want to say that.
They should have
Never
spelled
gotta
it.
find your game.
Never. Yeah, people are gonna have so much trouble finding this game. Yeah.
But
But
the tagline, if you can read the title, you're already playing the game, is kind of funny. Let me share this.
share that. So it's by 25th Century Games. It's another party style game, 3 to 8 players, about 20 minutes. They recommended ages 10 and up, but I think this is one, as long as you've got a child that is proficient with playing around with words and sounds, they probably could join in on this. But the premise is that you are basically getting a customer's order. So there's a theme, you're supposed to be creating this vanity plate. And just so it's not too easy, they give you 2 required letters and a required number that have to be incorporated into it. And of course it's random, so it may hinder your creative processes. So basically you're making a vanity plate, so you've got to have so many letters and numbers in it, trying to make it spell out, phonetically out, something to that theme. So it's this, especially with the way it was themed with, if you can read the title, you're already playing, because I feel like that's what I do at work all the time. I'm deciphering the writing of small children that can't spell. So I just think
I don't know that I would want to play this with you. I feel like you would have an unfair advantage over the rest of us. Although, as I'm looking at this, I see the Hawaii plate, and I know that I feel like Marie would just call dibs on that one immediately. I don't know why.
There's no question on that. That's like her plate. We're gonna have to put her name on it. We'll cricket it on there.
We'll cricket on. This is Marie's vanity plate. Okay, so I'm going through some of the other photos on this. This looks really funny to me.
Yes.
And I like it. I'm just mad about the title. I'm just mad about the title here, guys.
Yes.
Call
it vanity plate spelled conventionally, and then
just leave it on the board. I don't know. You know what? Come on, guys. Come on.
Choices were made. It'll be interesting to see now that this is out in the wild, or as it comes out into the wild. I don't know if it's actually on shelves yet, but this was coming out at Gen Con.
It should be soon. I mean, if it's at Gen Con, then I would expect that it would be, sooner rather than later.
Yes. Oh, for sure. But I don't know if you can buy it like today. I didn't look this morning. So.
Marie in the Twitch chat was astonished that we guessed that she would call dibs on the Hawaii plate.
Shocking.
Shocked. Yes. She is. Aghast that I would make such a bold assumption.
She's clutching her pearls that you even said that.
I know.
But I will be very interested to see if people are having a hard time finding it because it is a non-conventional spelling, or if everyone's going to do what I did and start immediately by saying, "But it's not spelled that way."
Yeah. But this is one of those ones. I think this will be a fun one to play for a lot of folks. People do love word games, and this is like an interesting take on word games. So I dig it.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
On Google, it does come up if you type in Vanity Plates board game spelled correctly.
So
their SEO guy is on point.
All right, let me look. All right, Linda, carry on. I'm gonna look
Are
and
you
see how
sure?
they did that.
All right, you do the behind the scenes. So the next two games I want to mention are ones that have gone out of print and have come back under a different publisher. And I'm so excited. One of them is literally in my bag that I bring to tutoring because it is one of the motivators for my student to get his work done because I end with a game. So the two games are Bring Your Own Book and Zeus
Yeah.
on the Loose. And if those sound familiar, those did come out from another publisher several years ago. They've gone out of print, and now Happy Camper has picked them up. And they've been revived, reimagined, new graphics, some tweaks to the rules, tweaks to the components, and I'm so excited. So for Zeus on the Loose, it is a card game where the discard pile is called Mount Olympus, and you are discarding cards to try to get to 100. And when the game ends, you want to be the one with the little Zeus figurine. In the old version, it was just a simple single color plastic figurine. It is now fully painted and all different colors, and it looks like a little bit bigger. The card art has been updated. I don't know what other changes have been done to the cards, but it is a phenomenal family card game, so I'm very excited it's back out there.
Absolutely.
It's really, and it's one that I know I'd had on lists for math games because there's so much mental math as you're discarding cards and adding and taking away, and some of the special cards add 10, take away 10, flip the digits, like really good math skills. The other one, I was heartbroken when it went out of print. Bring Your Own Book.
Bring Your Own Book is so good.
So good. And it's been redone. The social media content creator, Jason, that we had actually met going into PAX Unplugged, worked with Jason, the owner of Happy Camper, and they had worked together to update it and add more prompts for the cards. The premise of Bring Your Own Book is literally you bring any kind of book to the table to play this game. It could be anything from a cookbook, it could be a textbook, it could be a graphic novel, anything. And there's a prompt, and you try to find something within your book within the given time to answer that prompt.
Yeah.
So it's hysterical, and it's such a good game.
I think it's a really good idea to get that game republished just because there are so many more groups that have books now, right? Because like my sister reads voraciously now, and when this book was originally published, she did not. And with the romantasy genre blowing up like it is and stuff like that, this is a great time to bring it back. I think so good, and I'm really excited that Jason and Jason are partnering on this. It's a great partnership.
Yes.
Because it's a book talker who also does
board
games
games,
and video games.
Yes.
And video games. That guy has some World of Warcraft videos.
Does he?
Up on his channel. Yep.
Ooh, I'll have to check that out.
So, I think great thing to bring back. Cannot wait to play the updated version because, man, some of the stuff people come up with is so dumb.
It is.
I love
and
it.
It's one of those, the more non-conventional the book, I feel like that's the best answers to. We've played the old version and somebody had a cookbook. We were dying laughing. It was the best. And just the fact you have to scan and like pick something really quick. It's
it's great.
It's
great. And I liked the old box because it looked like a book, but I like this new one because it's smaller and blue.
Yeah, and it's really cute.
like
The
it.
artwork on it's really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else?
That's all I had pulled. I mean, I could have spent hours just going through things that came out of Gen Con. There was so much. Every publisher, I feel like, had stuff, had announcements, had all kinds of things. But those were the ones that I was kind of most excited for, especially because they fit me the best.
Yeah.
And they fit the family gaming style. Like, if you need something short and quick and
1000%.
easy, yeah.
So, I think it's probably not a bad idea to. I'm glad that you brought your flavor of games, and what I think is really interesting. We've been doing this for a long time, right? And it feels like every year you find like you hone in on your style, and it feels like more games in your style keep getting released.
It's true.
And so what it tells me is, man, how cool is it that, more games are getting made, but they're all talking to a very different audience. And it used to be that you and I would talk about the same games and we're just talking over each other. But now there's stuff that is just very Linda.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that's very me.
Absolutely.
So I am super stoked to see and hear all about that. But I have something that I would like to share that is, speaking of games that are for me,
Okay.
I'm doing a quick little search here. At Gen Con, Dungeons and Dragons had their annual panel. And what they do at this panel, they talk about what's coming up in the next year. And I want to say, they blew the roof off the doors for me, because they revealed Dungeons and Dragons is getting a World of Warcraft expansion next year, or
Wow.
not next year, this year.
This year.
It's coming out in 2 months, guys. Wait, no,
Wow.
3 months. 3 months until I get to play Dungeons and Dragons as a World of Warcraft character. And even wilder. This isn't even the wildest thing. Next winter is Dungeons and Dragons Star Wars.
That's
So-
insane.
I went semi-viral on my personal Facebook page because I made a joke about how when this was all said and done, I was going to play a Tauren Jedi dual-wielding a blue lightsaber and Thunder Fury, the blessed blade of the Windseeker. And my kids said that I was the biggest dork they had ever heard of. Fair.
True.
But, what? True, truth nuke, as my teenager says. But also, like, how cool is that? What I really appreciate about this, and I'm sharing the screen, you'll notice some battle maps at the bottom here. They actually are, they have converted a bunch of World of Warcraft dungeons into, like, tabletop modes, so you can go through and play through famous World of Warcraft dungeons, including the boss fights and boss mechanics, which
Oh,
I
wow.
cannot wait to see how they do that. Linda, I can finally teach you all about Dead Mines.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm super excited. I was super excited. This is one of those things, we were driving to a LARP event, and this got leaked, so it wasn't a surprise for me. So I was a little bit bummed about that. However, the details are so cool. Like, look, I can't. Let me. Can I zoom in here? Here we go. No, I can't. I can't. That guy right here on the cover is wearing the Judgment armor. Everybody, there's a Dungeons and Dragons book that has the Judgment armor on it, which is the best suit of armor ever made in a single video game ever. I'll fight anyone if they want to disagree. But like, just look at this. This
That
is just
is
so
really cool.
cool. I mean, that's kind of scary, but this is
Oh, you
terrible
gotta have it.
radio. But man, I'm so excited, guys. So that is when we talk about games that are made for us.
Yes.
Man.
And
I
that's
was
really the thing
pretty
with
hyped.
Gen Con. Whatever your kind of game is, it was there. And they probably were announcing a new one. Like, there was so much that was announced and released. And, I mean, the Gen Con hauls people come home with, like a whole suitcase at least full of games. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
when they go
crazy.
buy.
Or
That's
more.
their budget for the year. Or more. Yeah, some people had like 2. Seeing some of the postings of like the
Absolutely
table.
wild.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me to go somewhere with an empty suitcase just so that I could buy stuff. But I guess if I ever go to Gen Con, I'll have to
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And we're content creators, so it'll probably be even crazier for us. So,
Potentially.
because I know that some of the content creators that were walking out of there were
Yeah.
having
I think
that
2
needed
suitcases.
needed wheelbarrows
Yes.
for their stuff. So, well, guys, I mean, that's like a lot of the stuff. Our summers, I think my summer's been going pretty good. How about you guys?
Absolutely going great.
Yeah.
Going
So
fast.
with that said, it's almost time for Linda to get some rest and go back to the office.
It's true.
And we will be back in a couple of weeks with Jeff and Amanda, and we're gonna, I mean, at that point, Gamescom will be over, and we're going to be able to start talking about what the rest of our year looks like, which is terrifying but exciting
Yeah.
to me. So everybody, thank you very much for listening. This has been a quick episode. We're kind of bringing it back after having a little bit of a summer hiatus. Hope everybody has a great day. We will be back next time. And until then, don't forget to get your family game on. We'll see y'all soon. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.